Hi, guys. Welcome back. This book is The Society of Unknowable Objects by Gareth Brown. In the basement of a bookshop in London, a secret society meets twice a year, guardians of an archive of magical items that look like ordinary, everyday things, which they call unknowable objects. Their aim is to hide the magic and never use it because absolute power corrupts absolutely, according to their leader and oldest member. When a new artifact seems to have surfaced in Hong Kong, newest member Magda Sparks is drawn into a deadly game that plays out across the world and will make her question the truth and everything she's been told. This is the latest book from Gareth Brown, who wrote The Book of Doors, which is set in the same story world as this book, but this is a standalone novel. There are a few small references or little Easter eggs for the discerning eye who's read the previous book or the other book. It's a very nice looking book, if the ARC is anything to go by. It has a dark academia sort of look to it, with illustrations on the section break pages and little artifacts decorating the top of the chapter pages. The way the world of magic works in this book is quite nice. I won't spoil anything here, so I won't mention any of the pieces that come up a little bit later in the book, but I liked that the magical objects just look like ordinary things: a chess piece, a scrap of paper, dice, and that your senses will tell you that they're magical. They have a hyper-real look to them and a heaviness when you pick them up. Kept in a cabinet of tiny drawers, to me, it sounds a little bit like the old card catalog drawers, which I'm obsessed with. And then this cabinet has an elaborate closure, and that leads to it being called the Clockwork Cabinet. The archive is kept but not used, though as we learn, members of the society sometimes secretly keep one or two little items for themselves, like Imelda, our heroine's mother, who has an atlas, a piece of worn looking paper that works a little bit like the Marauder's map in Harry Potter, helping her to find magical objects in the world. The key thing in this book is that if any of the pieces fell into the wrong hands, the power it gives one person would make them unstoppable, which is sort of essentially what happens in this book. That's kind of the plot line. And I think that makes for a fairly interesting story. The book, though, constantly moralizes for the audience about how using the objects is bad, though they don't in and of themselves corrupt people. So that repeated messaging gets a bit dull after a while, and it also takes the fun out of the whole thing. It's like if you read Batman, but he gave away all his money and didn't help anyone, or if Sabrina decided not to use magic anymore and just be a teenage non-witch. It's kind of... it's no fun. There's something a little bit slow about the writing style. It tends to repeat itself a little and over describe things too much. The villain's backstory could have been one page. A walk through the park in Hong Kong adds nothing to the story. It takes a whole chapter. Imelda's perspective could have been cut without us losing anything at all. There's a letter included from one character which repeats a bunch of things that we already know from the previous two chapters. So it gets a little cluttered and it winds up feeling somehow lacking in substance at times. I think the style overall is kind of dark academia meets Robert Ludlum. It has that commercial thriller sort of elements thrown in there, and then also bookshops and rain and secret societies. And I think this worked pretty well. I did find myself wanting to finish it and enjoying the general vibe, but it just could have been a lot tighter, more entertaining, more tension, maybe not trying to be so worthy, trying so hard to be moral. Just lacked a little in subtlety and nuance, which I think a lot of books do these days, actually, and a lot of conversations too. This one is for you. Give it a try if you like dark academia. It has its charms. It might not be magical enough for you if you're looking for sort of urban fantasy. It might not be enough there for you. If you read the author's previous book, you may like this one. I noted on Goodreads that some of the people who read the previous book didn't love this one. So maybe make up your own mind on that one. But yeah, that's the book. I don't really have a question for you guys. Sometimes these books raise a little question in my mind, but I didn't really have one this time around. So thank you to Harper Collins Canada for the ARC of this book for review. And maybe you guys can just tell me what you're reading this season. What are you reading for the fall season? Tell me in the comments. I'll talk to you there.